Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I am one of 3 black men who have called a Super Bowl. Me, Greg Gumbel, the late Greg Gumbel, and I hate saying that, and my good buddy Dave Sims.
Right.
He did it for Westwood One for a few years. All right. Second hour is where are you at? Second hour is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for $20 off of your first purchase. It's only through the power of SeatGeek where fans can fan. Dear Dallas Cowboys, I choose this.
It's Austin. It's Austin.
At least you know who is coming in when you hear that music. I want to know one thing. Who in the Vita Blue Hell is Brian Schottenheimer?
Marty's kid.
Is he actually a good coach?
That's about saying, dealing with Marty's kid, about saying as much as Back to the Future.
I'm going to hit you for that. I'm going to hit you for that because now that movie's in my head, that damn car is in my head, and all those Marty McFly jokes that you make are in my head now. All right, let's be serious. Who the hell is Brian Schottenheimer? And is he actually good enough to lead this team?
He could be if given the right pieces. And if Jerry actually trusts him.
Say that again, please.
If Jerry actually trusts Schottenheimer, he'll actually be decent. But, it's Gerald.
And Gerald is looking for a yes man. He found it.
He's looking for more yes men than when Vince had Briscoe and Anderson all over him. And Patterson.
We all know how that ended.
Yeah, badly.
At the Mecca in Milwaukee in 1998.
Yeah, we do.
Over the edge. I remember that fight.
Big time.
With Mick Foley, a.k.a. Dude Love at the time.
One of his many personas.
Which is why he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, if Brian, what the fuck? Schottenheimer.
Yep.
Is the coach. Who's the offensive coordinator?
They're thinking about bringing in Eberfools.
Oh, God. Oh, God. You mean to tell me the Cowboys are thinking about Eberfools? Or as I call them, Uberfools, after that Detroit debacle where he was fired?
There's going to be a whole lot of this.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
And they're expected to make him the defensive coordinator. What the hell is that? What the hell are y'all doing? Really?
What? Yeah. There's a whole lot of this also going on in Dallas right about now.
Bitch, please.
And
so I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Aminos, dominos, vamonos. Stupid university. Where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
Man, stupid university is going to have to start paying us for all the recruits we're sending over.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. That's just sad.
It's stupid. I mean, they actually think that when they're thinking of hiring Uber fools as their defensive coordinator. Ugh!
You for real?
I wish I was kidding about that, but I'm not. I'm not kidding about that. Wish I was, but I'm not.
Stop it. Get some help.
Keep the
English. Do you speak it?
Keep the buttons coming while I regain my composure. Because thank you, Dolomite. Because I don't see the Cowboys winning more than 5 games next year. Now, there are a lot of things that depend on that, like what they do with the draft and all that kind of stuff. What they do with the draft, what they do in free agency, how their team is going to heal, because they had a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
They've had a lot of injuries. But I don't know.
Wait a minute. Dallas actually do something smart in the draft?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
You're right. Hell to the no. Let's take a break. We come back. More coaching moves, including Ben Johnson choosing the Bears.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Ah, hell. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, darling. SNWN Multimedia and SIT Morning is where you can follow us. Okay. Ben Johnson shows the Bears. Let me repeat that. Ben Johnson decided to leave a building offense in Detroit, and he chose Caleb Williams and the Bears. Give me this button here. Give me the
Come on!
Pretty soon, Ben Johnson will be screaming,
I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Now, again, it depends on a lot of things that may happen, could happen. We don't know. We just don't know.
Including a hearse rolling up to Virginia McCaskey's office.
I couldn't.
No.
Shut up, bitch. Oh, my God.
Shut up, bitch. But no, what's this do for the Bears? Let's be serious for about 2 seconds. What's this do for the Bears?
Well, they couldn't exactly draft Jesus to be their head coach, but this is actually not a bad move. It's not a bad move because, Ben knows offense.
Mm-hmm.
And with what Detroit did this past season, they might be able to actually pull something out of the old bag of tricks with Chicago.
Might be in the operative void.
Now, granted, draft will help. You need to fix your front seven. Virginia, if you're listening, there's your key to your draft. And make sure Caleb's jersey stays clean.
I think a lot of teams that miss the playoffs need to shore up their offensive line. One of which I know needs to shore up their offensive line is my beloved 49ers.
Well, it doesn't hurt. You guys were hurt most of the year.
I know that. I mean, we were littered with a litany of injuries all throughout the season.
You were.
It began when we didn't come into the season with Christian McCaffrey.
That didn't help.
Be that as it may,
y'all still sniffed the playoffs.
Yeah, we were close, but oh hell. Here I go again. Give me this camera. Dear 49ers, do me a favor, will you please? Fix the goddamn line. I mean, yeah, we got Trent Williams, who's the best left tackle in the NFL. We got Dominic Pooney, who was an outstanding rookie, but we lost him. We lost our center, Jake Brendel. We were littered with injuries, but there are offensive linemen available, man. There are many an offensive lineman available to choose, just like you snatched Dominic Pooney, right?
Yep.
Just like you snatched him in the draft. Now, if I know San Francisco, they're going to wait until like the 4th or 5th round, but you got some first rounders available at the offensive line. You got chances, man. They have chances. Matter of fact, tankathon.com, and thank you, Bay, for this site reference. Offensive tackle, there it is. You got Will Campbell available from LSU, Kelvin Banks from Texas, Josh Simmons from Ohio State, and Kelvin Banks is the smallest one of them, of the three that I just named, at 6'4" and 324. There are chances, man. Just fix the line and please get healthy. All right? Why did I make this a hot seat? Because it's a point of contention that I've had for the last 3 years. Fix the line, please. I beg of you. All right, get out of here. Just had to do that.
Oh, well, now you see, you're not the only team that needs to fix that front line, but thankfully, New England managed to pull a few strings to help themselves out as well.
Who the hell let you in here?
Oh, I kicked his ass. What are you going to do about it? Now, give me this flipping camera.
There.
It's a good thing we got rid of 38-day-old Mayo. It was really starting to stink the place up. We hired Mike Vrabel, of all the people, to fill in this gap that we needed. Now, granted, he did somewhat well with Tennessee. 3 AFC championship appearances with a quarterback that was, well, let's just say he was on Dak Prescott's level. And somehow Vrabel took that team to the playoffs. And now what does Vrabel do first thing? He rehires Josh McDaniels.
Huh?
Mike Vrabel has brought in Josh McDaniels for a third time.
Offensive coordinator, I'm guessing.
Yes. I mean, this is actually a very, very smart move. Because if anything, McDaniels will actually be able to settle Drake May down.
True. Very true. Very true.
But, of course, that still also relies on the fact that if Kraft mac and cheese bread actually lets Vrabel actually handle things.
Mm-hmm.
That mac and cheese bread's getting crustier by the day up there in the owner's office. Don't even get me started.
You're stupid. I love it.
This is what happens when it takes a couple of weeks to get back. I got a lot to say.
Where were you the last couple of weeks?
Dealing with bar fights down at O'Flaherty's because of the fact of how bad things went. I had to give a couple of last rites, including to the Bruins.
Well, you did that early in the season.
Well, that's because we don't have goaltending. We have absolutely zero goaltending.
Well, I could have told you that.
Oh, yeah, well, tell that to everyone down at O'Flaherty's after they've had a few too many Sam Adams.
I did.
How well did that work out for you?
I got the hell out when I had a chance.
Smart. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I had to try to help the Don revive all of his losses.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that was not a pretty sight.
And Don lost a lot, too. I know he did.
Oh, way too much. But no.
Lost a lot.
But no, thankfully, New England is already starting to set things out on the right foot.
Yeah, true.
And how about the hiring that the Las Vegas Raiders did, bringing a Pete Carroll back?
Pete Carroll.
We all know that was a Tom Brady pick, since Tom Brady partially owns the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how objective could Brady be if the Raiders actually made it to the Super Bowl?
Yikes.
Exactly.
Again, yikes. Just plain yikes.
Massive yikes.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that needs to be on the hot seat today, and Hank, thank you for bringing the extra tank for this one, is the offensive lines for most of these NFL teams.
Uh-huh.
The front seven for Chicago are an absolute sieve.
Mm.
Yes, even though those of us up here in New England watch other teams because we want to see how the other side lives. And sometimes, yes, the grass is greener.
Mm-hmm.
But the front seven for Chicago is an absolute sieve, and Virginia McCaskett needs to fix that.
Front seven is a joke.
We do need to shore up our offensive line here as well up here in New England, but we also need to work on our wide receiving core.
Mm-hmm. Need a couple. Bad.
Yeah, especially with the play that we had earlier this year from some of our rookies.
Mm-hmm.
I think Josh McDaniels coming back will actually be helpful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was absolutely no continuity in the doggone team this year. Again, New England is a culture team. And there was absolutely zero culture underneath 38-day-old Mayo. No, wait, that was the problem. There's too many cultures underneath them. But the fact of the matter is, there are so many offensive lines, whether it's from Denver to Chicago to up here in New England to the Jets. Jets, don't even get me started on the fact that you idiots are still playing Madden to try to figure out your offensive line. I had to borrow his joke.
Of course.
So, for those teams that want to know how to be the Chiefs and how to beat the Chiefs, the first thing you need to do is look internally and get your offensive lines working.
Yeah.
And then you can figure out how to stop Mahomes. Because Mahomes is unstoppable at this point.
That he is.
Could we see a Chief Pete? I'm praying not, but that's beside the point.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, but unfortunately, even Jesus is a Chiefs fan.
Mm-hmm.
I found that out the hard way. Look at what they've done to us. I need to get up and go back down to O'Flaherty's. I'm being told there's another fight breaking out.
Oh, jeez. Do you have another lump on your head?
The hell happened? The hell happened?
What do you mean what happened? What did happen?
That's what I want to know, man. I was here. I was here in the hot seat, just kicking it. Next thing I know, father ends up kicking me upside the head
again.
Oh, he smacked me with a Jets Edition Madden cover.
You wrong.
Those things hurt, man. It's like a
Jets
brick.
Edition Madden cover. I don't want it.
Thing felt like a brick.
Well, yeah, duh. Because that's all they threw during the regular season was bricks.
Well, that explains why it had a big old 8 on the cover. I at least saw that before getting smacked.
And the lights went dead.
Yep. They did.
Good grief. Back in a...
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Down the stretch we come here on this Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning, as it is 38 past the hour. And you know what? Since we're talking about games, how about some game shows that we want to come back? How about that?
Oh, there's been a handful of them that have been revived. Hollywood Squares is making its 3rd return.
Yeah, and it's going to be on CBS in the daytime.
No, they're actually moving it tonight.
Oh, they are moving it to nighttime.
Yeah.
Okay. The theme you hear is that from Match Game. And I'm talking about the Gene Rayburn kind.
Which is still aired on Game Show Network.
Yes, it is. And Buzzer. What are you drinking?
Just some water.
Okay. That's what I have here.
Yeah. I mean, I know I love to see like Press Your Luck come back more fluidly. You know, instead of coming back.
You went in my head to bring that one out.
I mean, it comes back every so often.
But it's
only around for like 8 or 10 episodes.
Yeah, and it's an hour-long episode at that.
Yeah.
That's not fluid.
No. I'm even $100,000 Pyramid.
There you go. You keep naming them, and I'll keep bringing them.
I mean, they've even brought back stuff like Scrabble on CW.
Hold on.
And
they brought back Scrabble?
They brought back Scrabble on CW. Raven Simone's hosting.
Oh, God. I
But-
do not have a word to say.
Which leads to the perfect transition because we got somebody who has joined us.
Oh, yeah, we do. Hit the button.
Oh, you mean from North Carolina? Him?
Here he is. Jay Spivey joins us on the Invader Coffee guest line. What's up, Jay? Good to have you back.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, Jay?
Man, did you yell yourself weak again?
No.
I've been sick all week, so I'm just trying to get over whatever I have.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Dude.
Back into the flu get you?
I don't know what I have, frankly. So I thought I had a cold, and it seems like it's gotten worse the last couple of days. So I don't know what I have, really.
Been there with that. I don't think I told Jay this funny story of my first battle with COVID. I got COVID Christmas Day of 2021. I went upstairs, I laid down, and about an hour and a half later, my wife comes up, and she's not feeling well either. And she looked at me and she says, "I'm willing to bet you caught COVID." I say, "I'm willing for that bet too." Took the test. Guess what? Got COVID. Wife took the test 24 hours later. She has COVID. So we're in the house for the next 10 days. The Colts were playing the Jaguars in week 18. I still had enough strength to do the interview with Matt Taylor, who is my good friend and the voice of the Colts. We watched that first drive of the Jaguars marching it right down the field on the Colts and socking them in the mouth and stick it in the end zone. I looked at Jody and she looked at me and we're like, we're taking a nap. This game's over.
Sounds about right.
Speaking of this game's over, Jay, can the Panthers do anything to get back on track? Because we talked about that earlier in the show.
Well, they got better into the regular season, but I think that's caused, again, the key component here is if Tepper let his football people run the football team.
But that ego's going to tend to get in the way.
But
You've
they're
said
a
it many
long
times.
way from being really legitimate.
Mm-hmm. That ego of his is going to get in the way, and it's something that you've mentioned a ton of times with not just the Panthers, but with the Hornets as well.
Oh, the Hornets are a disaster.
That's an understatement.
The Panthers get all the pub because it's the NFL, obviously, but boy, the Hornets are just a disaster.
Man, the Hornets are a train wreck right now.
They have no chance of ever really competing, at least the way they're currently constructed.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe they have a chance to compete either.
They need to kind of go with I'm not saying this to this extent, but they need to kind of go with the same model that Oklahoma City's gone with, where you just draft, because that's the only way you can compete. I've told you all a million times that people don't want to listen to this, but free agents are not coming to Charlotte. They're not coming to Oklahoma City either.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
So you got to go with the model that these smaller market teams have.
And build through the draft.
And they're not doing that because they always draft in the middle of the first round.
And LaMelo Ball, oh goodness. Is he actually an all-star this year?
Well, he wasn't, but he shouldn't be either.
He shouldn't be.
They haven't announced.
Why are people voting for him when his basketball game, well, let's say it frankly, sucks?
Name recognition. That's the only reason LaMelo actually matters in this at all.
The whole team sucks. The whole league sucks.
The whole league. Oh gosh, the
quality of basketball is terrible.
Beyond terrible.
And you wonder why the ratings are down?
The quality is terrible.
You don't want to see. I know he's changed basketball. I get that, but just because Steph Curry can shoot 3-pointers doesn't mean that every single player in the league should shoot 3-pointers.
Thank you.
Why are 7-footers shooting 3-pointers?
I haven't seen this many threes. I haven't seen this many threes jacked up in a league since the last 2K tournament I watched.
Let me tell you a stat that I saw in one of the games, and Jay brought this to my attention in the conversation. When you have two teams hoist up 90 3-point field goal attempts, not 9, 90.
Oh.
It's awful.
I know this is college basketball, so I'll say that up front. I mean, it's totally different than NBA, but it's kind of going that same realm. And I see it at all levels of basketball. It is the quality of play has gotten so bad it's hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Wake Duke game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the two teams combined 12 for 50 from 3. That's hard to watch.
I'll give you one. The last that they played last night, OKC in Portland, 28 for 70.
Is that combined or one team?
Combined. OK was 10 of 30. Portland was 18 of 40.
Oh, 18 for 40 is really not that bad, but 40 attempts is way too many.
Exactly.
It's way too many.
The fact that they took 43-point field goal attempts.
I mean, 18 for 40 is really a pretty good percentage. But 40 attempts is way too many.
Listen, I had an argument with somebody that claimed LeBron was the greatest.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's more. There's more. There's another name he mentioned to me, James Harden.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, thank you.
How
Jay,
in the world is he even considered?
I'll tell you why the fellow who brought it to me considered it, because Harden 2 years ago averaged 37 points per game.
And
I said, listen. I said, listen, you can't put James Harden and Michael Jordan in the same conversation. And he said, why not? I said, I will tell you a mind-blowing stat that many people don't believe, but I watched it happen. See, in 1980, the 86-87 season, Michael Jordan averaged 37.1 points per game. You know how many three-point field goals he attempted that season?
Not many. He didn't shoot that many.
A dozen. In 82 games, he attempted a dozen three-point field goals and averaged 37 points per game. His jump shot was improving. His mid-range game was improving. We all know he could attack the rim. He only needed to take 12 three-point field goal shots in a season.
Now nobody can even shoot a mid-range jumper.
Nobody knows what it is.
No, it's either a dunk or a three-pointer.
Mm-hmm. And which fills up the highlight sheet and the stat sheet, but it doesn't fill up for me. And Jay, I know you've said this also. It doesn't fill up the basketball sheet for me.
No, it doesn't. And listen, I'm thrilled to death that I could have gone to that game Saturday, and it was a fun atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But a good chunk of the game was unwatchable
because they kept hoisting up three-pointers.
I mean, it was hideous. And Cooper Flaggett is great. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But why is a 7-footer shooting? I mean, he basically hung out on the 3-point line. He wasn't inside at all unless he drove to the basket.
All day.
I mean, come on.
He never gets to the basket. And yet teams are going to be drooling all over him.
Oh, he'll easily be the number one pick.
Teams are going to be drooling. These teams are going to be drooling all over him. And with him being the projected number one pick, who gets him?
Well, they're all tanking for him, but I mean, it doesn't matter unless you win the lottery.
Mm-hmm. Because the tanking rule was exposed by one David Stern when he blamed the Houston Rockets for tanking in 83, 84. And
I guarantee it won't be the Hornets.
No, it won't be they don't know how.
They don't, please.
They don't know how.
They'll rig it so the Hornets will never win the lottery.
Which brings the ultimate what if into the conversation. What if one day, one sad, crazy day, they did win the NBA lottery?
Oh, dear
and wanted
God.
to be the number one
That
pick.
would be the year that there's nobody worth drafting. I mean, that's going to happen. That's like this year.
Yep.
That's like this year in the NFL draft. I mean, there's not a real number one pick this year.
There's
not a great quarterback. So who are you going to draft?
Well, you know who's at the top of the pile for the NFL to draft first? Shedeur Sanders.
That's who I draft.
Shedeur Sanders is there at the top of the draft, and whoever takes him better be smart enough to build around him. But here's the question for you, Jay. Who do you think will draft Shedeur Sanders? Who do you think will take a chance on him?
Well, yeah, he's going to be in the top 2 or 3 picks. It's just a question of who and how they trade for him.
Right. Because there will be some trade movement for him. I am pretty much guaranteeing that.
No, there'll be trade movement for him, Travis Hunter, and doggone Genty.
Well, to me, it sounds like the number one. It sounds like most people project at least the quarterback number one pick to be Cam from Miami. To me, Shedeur is way better than Cam, in my opinion.
Yeah. What about Jackson Dart?
Well, I saw him in person. I mean, he's probably he is just because he's a quarterback. I mean, there's such a dearth of quarterbacks now.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about 1,000,000 times on this show, it's the worst coach position in all sports.
Yes, it is.
And I've heard this over the last couple of weeks, especially in the playoffs, where, I know it's kind of changing. The position itself is changing. But I think a large part of the reason it's changing is because people don't develop quarterbacks to how to throw in the pocket anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to all start running. They all run.
Sad thing to be happening right now.
I mean, the first sign of any trouble with any kind of blitz, whether it be a blitz or not, they start running.
They start running. They don't keep their eyes downfield. They don't just move the pocket to the left or to the right so they can have some room and some time to throw.
They don't
It's
move
bad.
up in the pocket. They don't move to the side of the pocket. They just start running.
Mm-hmm. They just start running. And we've seen that a lot lately in the NFL. And here's another point. We talked about this earlier. Teams don't want to run the football anymore. Why are teams so allergic to running the ball?
Well, I hope that changes now. That with Saquon Barkley, I hope this sort of changes a little bit because
Me too.
You could argue that was one of the worst decisions of the history of the NFL to let him just walk to your division rival for nothing.
And now
And I hope
Saquon's playing in the Super
he's
Bowl.
had a phenomenal season.
And now Saquon's playing in the Super Bowl.
And somehow the two guys who let him walk are still coaching and general managing his previous team. I don't understand that at all.
Me neither. I counted Brian Daboll to be gone.
I thought both Daboll and Shane would be gone. You can't let him walk and embarrass you like he has this year.
They didn't want to pay Saquon Barkley, and they mistakenly paid Daniel Jones instead of telling
who's
Saquon,
not even on the team anymore.
No, who's not even on the team anymore. Like, what in the world is that?
Just let him walk.
To Philadelphia, a division rival. A division rival that's not.
The Eagles are a far better team right now than the Giants. I get that. But that doesn't mean he didn't have a good year this year.
They're not looking at that.
But I hope we're sort of turning the corner now, and I hope it kind of changes in the draft and in free agency the next couple of years with this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you guys are probably of the old mindset where if you weren't, it's either quarterback or a running back that ran things.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Emmitt Smith or Walter Payton or anybody, any of the great ones, Barry Sanders, any of them.
Marshall Faulk.
Any of those guys.
Roger Craig.
Could you imagine letting them walk?
New England did. Curtis ended up going to the Jets.
Just let them walk. Oh, we can get a guy in the third or fourth round.
And they never do. All right, we're going to put a bow on this puppy. Jay Spivey joining us here on the program. Jay, want you to get well and come back with us next Monday.
I'll be here.
All right.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you, partner. We appreciate you. That's it, and that's all. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move, and always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. So long, everybody. I'm going to get me a quick nap because I was falling asleep at the end of the show.
Joel Embiid, you still a bitch. Later, everybody.
Bye.